Peace and conscience, man. And I just want to make a video about child support, man, and just wake a lot of brothers up to it. On what's like as far as how to get off of it, and you know what I'm saying, what you can do, some of the remedies you got. Um, First of all, let's understand what child support is. Under under the I guess you want to say the First Amendment, Article 3, Section 2 of the Constitution states that you got two different jurisdictions in which you got civil and you got criminal. Okay? So what do you think child support falls under? Right? Child support is civil. And what child support also is, what a lot of you guys don't understand, the third party debt collector. Anybody who's the third party to two people's debt is a third party debt collector. All right, so now if you're going through any child support remedy, child support issue, the first thing you must understand is when you on the contract, it's not a contract, it's an affidavit, it's a sworn statement saying that you agree to do something. So by you agreeing to the terms of this contract, see, you agreeing to the terms under threat, duress, and coercion, because they telling you you ain't got no choice but to sign. And you always got a choice to sign. Anything that's a cohesion contract, you always got a right. Once you identify the fact that these contracts are like something like basically, all right, put like this, man. You might sign a contract out of ignorance. That's why you always want to put all rights is reserved at the bottom. You wrap that, put that down in, and you wrap your name around it, and you put all rights reserved around it, right? So the first thing you got to understand is this, right? Child support court is one of the easiest courts to do jurisdiction. You know what I'm saying? Because you can always challenge jurisdiction. That's when you want to do that anyway. You want to challenge jurisdiction. You want to deny it. You want to try. You want to come and make special appearances. Now, a lot of you people don't understand that shit. A lot of people, when you tell this stuff, that's the stuff the Moors do and stuff. No. Aborigine people can do the same thing. You can do it just like the Moors. The Moors claim to do, they doing that because they saying that they are outside of their jurisdiction. Now you can challenge it that way. But one of the best ways to challenge it is when you first get on it, because what happens is this, right? All it is a debt. All it is debt. And they cannot go in your checking account or your person because you got a contract with the bank. The bank is there to protect your money. So if the bank let a third party debt collector come and go in your bank when you get like a fucking lawsuit or anything like that, you can always sue the bank. You sue the bank and get your money right back. But see, you people don't take time to do none of these remedies. You know, you want everybody to explain this shit on a YouTube video when it's more complicated than that. You know what I'm saying? The first thing is you have to understand that it's a contract. Okay, you're being sued by your baby mother. Your baby mother thing that, and basically what she also doing is bonding y'all as a family. That's why child support is basically is how you want to say, it's numerically calculated, and they calculate it as a family, and they calculate it as how much would this family need to survive, and they don't never include the woman's income. They only include the man's income. And the sad part about it is, you know, you got other ways you can get off of it. You know, for those who, I'm just saying, I'm not telling you that this shit right here is morally right or whatever though, but for those, you can always um well, this is a remedy that I don't advise nobody doing, but you can always like do a parent termination thing. That'll get them off your back if you really sure that this child not yours, or you know, for some of you niggas who don't take care of the child anyway and don't care, that's one of the remedies that you can do. Now, me myself, I would never do that because you never know if that child needs you, or something happened to that parent and then you the only parent or the only kin this person got, and that child end up in some type of freaking shelter or one of these governmental fucking children living facilities or whatever, and hell knows what they go through in there. So I wouldn't suggest doing. I would suggest just not agreeing to the terms and challenging jurisdiction. That's the first thing that I would do. You understand what I'm saying? Like I said, and there's ways you can do that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you're being sued. And the main thing about it is this, right? Any other matter where a person is dealing with a civil matter, they cannot be arrested and locked up. The reason you being locked up because there's clauses in that contract that alludes to that, that if you do not keep the terms of the contract, you are in default. And when you are in default, they can put a warrant out on you. Okay, so that's the same thing. You don't want to be in default, so that contract is not in your best interest. So the best way is to deny the cause of the contract. Say, I do not need your services. That's one of the best ways you can do it. Like I say, you can always do affidavits. You can always, like I do, I authenticated my birth certificate, changed my status and everything. And look, I get remedies from it. A lot of you guys don't understand it. I get remedies. I'm the authorized holder of X name, and who are you and who you to bring forth this meeting? Okay, I know how to deal with these people, and you guys gotta learn. You guys, like I said, you go people who be teaching this stuff. You don't even try none of this stuff to see if it works. You go by what other people say. You understand what I'm saying? I've seen a lot of things in court through the knowledge that I have learned, and I have seen a lot of stuff really works. If you stand on your square, it's like a boxing match. You want to throw your jab out there, and then they just want to see what you know, see if you know your stuff, and if you bite on what they putting out there, then you trapped. But if you stand on your square and you stand forward where you're going, then they're gonna have a problem. They cannot in civil matter in court lock you up because you're not bounded to them. And you're not in contempt. You have all right, anything that must be proven, anything that can be proven must be proven. You have all right according to the fifth, the sixth, and seventh amendment to have you know what I'm saying, you can even have a trial dealing with this matter. You understand what I'm saying? But for them to go on your personal money and take your money out and then sit there and like you're a little kid and deal with your money like people, like grown men, you gotta learn better than that, and also learn how not to deal with these women, man, to where you having these children, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'll post some other stuff, man. I got a lot of other videos on it. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna put some more information. Hold up. Yeah, though, but as far as the child support, man, there's a couple of different remedies. Like I said, one way that I was taught through a malicious prosecution, considering the fact that first of all, you got to understand something. Child support is getting paid. They're getting paid, so they're basically party to the proceeding. You understand what I'm saying? So they're party to the proceeding because they're getting a portion of that amount in which you're paying for them enforcing it. So they have all the reason why they want you to be on this. So that's a malicious prosecution. They maliciously going after you in interest in which they're going to benefit from. So that's one way. The other way I told you, you gotta find out. Basically, you gotta probably file an affidavit and send it to the courts and tell them, look, man, this is a malicious prosecution. Um, if you really want to check that out, get with Ali Muhammad. Ali Muhammad know how to do that or whatever. He's good at that right there. I've spoken to many brothers who got off, and there ain't no secure party creditor, none of that bullshit. It's some real stuff in which, like I said, it's a malicious prosecution because of the third party debt collector. They are party to the proceeding. What is a party to the proceeding? Someone who have interest in the proceedings. You understand? So, all right. So then you got the other way that you can, like I said, authenticate your birth certificate. Now, a lot of people don't like to do this. A lot of people, some people do it, some people don't do it. I did, mom. Fuck it, I did it. If they got me already on paperwork, it ain't like you just want to go in there and rip your birth certificate up if like, all right, this is the story you get from a lot of people. A lot of people, well, look, man, I ain't changing no paperwork or whatever. Okay, so let's stay as what you are then. Don't change no paperwork. Don't change no paperwork. Don't believe nobody what they telling you. Keep your paperwork as what it is. It's a reason why so when you read the birth certificate, when you get it authenticated, it's a reason why it say private citizen. You understand? You always want to be a private citizen. That means you can be unmolested. You're not a public citizen. That's the public can just be, what I'm saying, a fuck with. And that's what most of y'all are. But nonetheless though, you authenticate your birth certificate, DBA it, doing business as first name, no, last name, first name, middle name, first name, last name, middle name. You read the Constitution, see whatever the Constitution of that states according to the DBA. Okay? Third party debt collector, affidavit of truth. You can do an affidavit of truth, but the first thing you must do is go back and get that initial affidavit in which you agreed to the terms and put deny, 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 and send in your affidavit of truth. Most times it get the case, the matter get dismissed. You understand? Also, like I said, are you party to the proceeding? Now you can always go in there and ask the courts this. This is what I do too. This is another remedy. So check this out. What I do is this, and I do this, and I don't go in there and challenge jurisdiction unless it's something that I want to buy a lot of time or whatever. But if I don't want to buy time on it, what I do is this. I go in there and ask the judge, are you bound by the Constitution? Do you honor Supreme Court rules? Okay, once I got him bound under the Constitution, now my next question is, can you please tell me the identity, the court? Can you please identify the court and tell me what court we in? Is it civil or is it criminal? Now he just said he bound by the Constitution. So according to the Constitution, Article 3, Section 2 of the U.S. Constitution states there's only two there's only two capacities. There's under criminal, there will be common law and military admiralty, and then under civil, there will be a civil matter in which, like I said, the civilian should be able to, if a person has a claim against another civilian, they can go take them to civilian court. All right, so that's it. That's one of the things. So then I asked the judge, all right, so the person in court will be the lady will be the debt collector or whatever though. But like I said, when you really break all this stuff down and you really understand what's going on, this is a matter in which you want to challenge the jurisdiction. Because in subject matter jurisdiction must be proven until the matter must move forward until we're ready to adjudicate. We can't adjudicate if jurisdiction haven't been proven. And in that case, you can do status. You can go in and do status. You can go in and do subject matter jurisdiction, and then then it's going to take them a long time to get subject matter on you. It's going to take them more than 1 or 2 court cases to get subject matter. What they got is general jurisdiction over you. They do not have what they call that I forgot. They got general jurisdiction. They don't have persona jurisdiction over. They got general jurisdiction, and you generally in there and you don't know the rules of the court. But when you know the rules of the court, then you can challenge jurisdiction. You have persona jurisdiction. So like I said, man, these some things y'all need to study on. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, find out how to fight these civil cohesion contract courts or whatever. Like, you got a lot of brothers out there or whatever. If you want to know some further information, inbox me. I'm not selling no information. I'm just going to tell you some other people who can help you out. And if you want child support and you already is getting extorted and you already is basically getting extorted for your energy, you might as well seek out somebody who can help you get off of this, and then you know the remedy and you can help other people get off. Some of this information I had to pay money for. I paid money for it and I learned it, and now I teach other people. So with that being said, man, it's how some of the ways you can defeat child support and these illegal civil courts in which you are in default if you do not make a payment. So with that being said, I'm gonna talk to you, so I'm out. Peace.